Welcome back, everybody. This is Coach Allison, and we're now in week 41 for Defy Aging. And I hope everybody enjoyed our mobility stuff last week in week 40. Okay, and this week we have kind of splitting the session into two different sections. Pardon me. The first part of the session, you're going to be in your own space doing 3 floor exercises. And of course, we do always have modifications for no floor if needed, and we'll go over those. But there's 3 of those. You're going to do 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off for 5 rounds of those 3 things. So you'll be in your own space on the floor for a little while. After that's wrapped up, everyone will come up, take a quick break. Then we're going to start normal, kind of more standard rotation on the turf with set-up stations, of which there are 4. So we will probably have to double up for our larger sessions that get up to 12 plus people. We'll have to have 3 people or so at each station. It should work out just fine. But there's 4 of those, and that's going to be 30 seconds on, 40 seconds off for 3 rounds. Kind of more standard there. Okay, so we have, and then a team builder, of course, at the end, little finisher. We have a lot of demos, so let's get right to it. So for the first circuit, the in your own space circuit, the first one is a bear hold. It is a lot of core, but actually it's almost more, or at least equal amount of legs and like thighs. So you'll feel all of that. But you're in a quadruped position, which means hands and knees, but pay attention to my feet. I'm going to curl my toes under because we're going to be lifting our body up with our feet. So we have to have those toes on the floor. And all you do here, I hope you can even see, because with my black pants, it might be hard to see this, that I'm actually lifting up, but we lift our knees like 1 inch off the floor. Like I'm going to put my other knee down, but keep this one up. See how there's a little space here? That's what you do. Keep your neck neutral, so keep looking down like I am right now. We're trying not to come up any higher like this. So we keep that position. The closer you hold the knees to the floor, the harder it is. So you will feel the urge to want to lift up higher, kind of inadvertently to make it easier, but try to keep those knees just right hovering off the floor, and we just hold it. Okay. And for anyone not doing our floor exercises, we're going to do a isometric squat. All that means is a holding squat. Normal squat stance, we go down and hold it as low as you're able, but without, if you have this flexibility, the mobility ability, don't come all the way down like this, because then you're just resting. So yeah, we do want to make sure we're keeping that nice squat form, and we're not kind of just sinking the knees forward like this. So hips back, sit that butt down, and we just hold it. No hands on the thighs, because that's not holding the true squat. You're assisting with your arms then. So yeah, that'll be the alternative for anyone not getting on the floor, and that is our bear hold. All right, the second exercise in this in your own space routine is Superman. So you'll be down on the floor, arms out, legs out, keep your head looking angled down. So don't look up like this. Keep your eyes looking at the floor, kind of right below your forehead. And we lift the torso and arms and lift the legs and come down. Try to pause for just a second at the top, trying to get as much of your chest and like ribs, torso off the floor as you can. All right, and our alternative for anyone staying off the floor is going to be our incline bird dog, which I know we have bird dog in our, we have cat cow in our warm up, don't we? So which one did I put? Yes, so it is a difference, never mind. We're going to do incline bird dog. So hands on a bench or a box, feet out, soft bend in the knees, just never lock out your knees like this. We take one arm forward and the opposite leg back. Pause, down, and keep alternating. Try to get that little pause. Try to keep the arm and leg straight, so we're trying not to bend the elbow or the knee. And if you have the ability to get like parallel to the floor like this, that's great. Get as high as you can. All right, that'll be your alternative to Superman if anyone's not getting on the floor, but that's exercise 2. The last one we have in the first little circuit thing is a starfish. So this is an ab exercise. Okay, we're laying flat on the back, and we're going to put the legs kind of out at a little angle as opposed to just kind of a straight. So a little bit out at an angle. And then same with the arms, kind of out at I have a box here. So out at an angle, so you can see how you're kind of making a starfish shape. And we're going to lift one leg and bring the opposite, reach for that leg with the opposite hand, trying to reach as far down as you can, like maybe your ankle, or if you flex your foot, you might even be able to get to your toes. But what's most important is what's happening with the upper body. So make sure that you're lifting the shoulder and the head off the floor. for each rep. So we're not just doing this and keeping the head down, because there's no like crunch happening in the abs then. We are lifting that shoulder and shoulder blade off the floor. And for anyone staying off the floor, we're going to do a standing version of that. Really, it kind of starts the same. As you can see, I'm making that same body shape. But we're going to bring the knee up, hand to the opposite knee like this. You're not fighting against gravity quite as much, but you're still going to be activating those abs to be lifting the knee. And this one's a little bonus because you get a little balance work with it. So kind of just little differences there. But that is the third and final one for the in your own space circuit. All right, now we are moving into our stations. The first one, we might, depending on how large your session is, your attendance for each individual session time, we might need to spread out around the gym for this station because it's walking lunges. So if we have 3 people doing walking lunges, but our coaches always get really creative with space, we can always make it work. Anyways, okay, well, big step forward, bend both knees as low as you're able. Like I just went all the way to the floor. You don't have to do that. Get as low as you're able. Feet together, other leg goes forward, same thing. So I know we go over lunges a lot when they come up, but I know we always have new people coming in, so I always want to review everything. I'll try to make this quick. Lunges. Watch my back foot. You have to roll up to the toes in order to do this and bend your knee. If you're trying to keep your heel down, you can't bend your knee, and it ends up kind of just being like a stretch, you know, like a stretch. But we need to bend that back knee. Also, watch my back foot again. I purposely wore my white shoes so you can see my feet better on the turf. Make sure that foot is always angled forward. See what I mean by that? What our brain and body sometimes wants to do is turn the foot out like this because that gives us a wider base. So it's going to help your balance because this is a lot of balance. You're kind of on your tiptoe. But if your foot kind of goes like this, your body thinks like, oh, that foot's wider, so I'm balancing better. Now, that's not great because it throws off the angle of your knee. It kind of turns your kneecap a little, and then that goes up in your hip. It cannot feel great on your ankle. So this is never, you're putting weird pressure on the inside of the knee. That's just not recommended. So we're going to try to avoid that. Also, avoiding leaning forward too much. You can have a little forward lean with a lunge, like see how I'm minimally forward, but we want to avoid, like really coming all the way down onto that thigh. Okay, so be careful for that. Stay relatively upright. Yeah, I think that's about it for that. Now, if either the balance or the strength component isn't agreeing with you for the walking lunges, your alternative is a reverse lunge for 2 reasons. Reverse lunges tend to just be a little easier, a little bit. Ouch. And then you also can stay in one stationary spot to hold something for balance assistance. So like if I was doing my reverse lunges, I could stay right here by the wall. You step back, everything's the same. We're just stepping backwards into the lunge instead of walking forward. And you, of course, alternate legs, but then you can hold something. So that's the alternative. We're going to try walking lunges and see how it goes, but you do have that alternative. Next is a push-up to a mountain climber. Mountain climbers typically mean you're continually running the legs, which we aren't doing, but this is the best name I could come up with for it. So lots of variations here. You can, if you're feeling really up for the challenge and you're able to do toe push-ups, you can do toes. So the order of everything's going to look like is 1 push-up and then 1 knee in, other knee in, and then you just repeat that. Okay, now we admire and love the enthusiasm for anyone attempting toe push-ups. However, there's a caveat to that because if you're doing a toe push-up, you don't get a lot of benefit out of the exercise if you aren't going at least halfway down. So a halfway down should be the minimum. So that for me, that would be, I think, like about here. It's hard to kind of gauge. So what happens is when people are on the toes, if that's not really where they're at yet strength-wise, it can turn into like this and a really small movement. And I was actually kind of just bopping only my head, my upper torso down, not even my whole body. So just keep that in mind. It's okay to it's better for your own results, if that's where you're at right now, to go to your knees, but get all the way down to the floor for a push-up. And remember, a push-up is not this. It's not sticking your butt in the air and dropping your face to the floor. A push-up is bringing your whole torso, including your hips, down as well. Okay, now if you're doing knee version, what you want to try to do is do your one push-up, then pop up to the toes and do your knee and your knee. Put the knees back down, push up, back to the toes, knee, knee. Okay, now that was a lot of stuff that I just said. Now there's also, of course, always an incline option. So if you're on a bench or something, great. Everything is the same. You'll do your one push-up, knee, knee. Look out for these because, again, with the poor form, we see a lot of this, like butt staying in the air, but face coming down. Remember, that's not a push-up. A push-up is your whole body coming down. And there's still more. You can always do the wall if you want to. Wall push-ups are great. Wall push-ups are wonderful. Hands in front of the chest or shoulders. Come forward to the wall, push back. And then for this, it'll be kind of a high knee because you're more up in an upright position, but you still bring those knees up. Lots of options there. I know that was a little bit long, but we have something for everyone. So do whatever variety works the best for you. All right, the next station is going to be, I called it just a crazy cardio station because for a cute name. It's just a cardio movement. So your coach is going to get to pick, jump squats, jumping jacks, fast feet, burpees, any of those types of things. There's things I can't even think of that they know. Maybe if you have 2 battle ropes, they'll set up the battle ropes. So it's cardio station, coach's choice. It might be the same exercise for each of the 3 rounds. Maybe they'll switch it up for each of the 3 rounds and have 3 different things. I don't know, but cardio station is number 3. And station 4, this one at least won't take up too much space, which will be nice, even if we have a lot of people. It's a band reverse fly. So it works your back and your rear delts, the backs of your shoulders. We do this one quite often, so I'm sure our regular people are familiar with it. I like to put my arms through the handles, and that's just because it's annoying. I think to have the handles flopping around doesn't affect the exercise at all, so whatever you prefer. But, yeah, start like this, hands at chest or shoulder height, and we open up. This band is like, it's the only band we have left, and it's a really firm one, so it's really hard for this exercise. Segue into the topic of picking a light to medium band for this, because it's a more challenging exercise. Anyway, arms stay mostly straight. See that tiny bend in my elbow? So I'm not locked in, but I'm not, bent like this. So just a subtle bend, and we open up the arms wide, think of like wings, like flying, opening up the arms like wings. And we bring that band to the upper chest, but you put an arch in your back, if you can see my back position. And what that does is it helps to focus the work where it's supposed to be. If you kind of go like this and sort of cave forward, it puts not the best tension on your shoulders, and it doesn't really focus on the areas that this is intended to focus on. So that body movement is very important. Arms open, draw the shoulders and shoulder blades back, and in doing so, that kind of arches your back and pops out your chest. And remember, we're not doing like a pull back like this. So we're not bending the elbows and pulling back. We're opening up with straight arms. Okay, so that's our band reverse fly. Pick a light to medium band and see how it feels. All right, so the team builder is going to be more of just a finisher this time because we're not working as a team. So it's going to be arms. I toss in an arm focus thing every once in a while. Triceps and biceps, you can start with either because triceps will involve the bands, and I don't know if we'll have enough for everybody to start with that. So some people can start with the tricep push down. Some people can start with the dumbbell bicep curls and then just, flip flop. So what we're doing though is 2 sets of this. It'll be 15 tricep push downs and then 15 bicep curls. Take a little rest for the arms. You won't need it for like cardiovascularly, you won't need a rest, but your arms will need a rest. So take a little rest, and then we just do a second set. So tricep push down, as a quick reminder, the band has to be anchored up somewhere overhead, kind of palms forward. Okay, see my palms facing front. Pull the elbows down to I like to stagger my stance, so I'm going to do that. Pull your elbows down to your sides. Now this is your start and your stop position. We press down till the arms are straight, but notice how I didn't move my upper arm at all. And we release back up. What I want you to notice here is that I'm not compensating by rounding or shrugging the shoulders. So keep these down at all times. And I'm also not letting my whole arm come up. Let me just, I guess I can actually try. I'm not like doing this because this actually is a back exercise, so we're not going to get into that. But I want you to pretend that there is a pin locked in through your elbow right into your side. So it's like on a hinge and it can't move, okay? And I'm not even going to grab dumbbells because I think we all just know what bicep curls look like. You're going to have a dumbbell in each hand, both arms curling together, 15 bicep curls. So 2 rounds of that, so it ends up being 30 reps of each exercise, and that's our finisher for the arms. Okay, folks, that wraps up week 41. Hope you enjoyed this, of course, and I guess I will see you back next week for week 42.